a little bit. Are you there? Oh, yes, I can. Hi. Very good. Can you hear me? This is Dan. We got about 10 minutes until tip off. 10. What works out? 5 minutes? Okay. I'll just wait here. Thanks. Yes. Okay. Thank you. welcome everybody to Billy Fager Fieldhouse. Dan Vitt here bringing you tonight's ball game. It's the finale of the Mark Turlip Classic. It's a makeup game from the end of the preseason tournament when COVID struck Columbus and they had to cancel out at the last finals of the preseason tournament. So tonight we make that game up. Indians take to court for the first time since Christmas break. It seems like an eternity since they've been back on the court. They were supposed to start last Friday night at Pleasanton, but COVID struck Pleasanton. That game had to be rescheduled, so we got a hodgepodge of rescheduled games, this being one of them tonight, and we look for the Indians to get back on track here after Christmas break. A long break for them, unable to practice due to Keisha's new rule because of COVID, and extended break for them, just able to get back on the court. So it's going to be a learning experience for the Indians. Hopefully if they put some work in on their own to stay in shape and keep the win, because it's going to be like starting a whole new season over here tonight. We're about 3:23 until tip-off of tonight's action. The girls come in 2-3 on the season. Probably one of the better 2-3 teams there is. It's been 3 tough losses. Galena, and the last loss, Opie. Opie ranked number 1 in Division 1 in Class 1A. So Opie, a very, very good ball club up there. The Indians traveled right before Christmas break and took a pretty good shellacking from Opie. So the Indians, I know, want to rebound off of that, and they would like to win the preseason tournament here tonight. It's been a long time since that preseason tournament, way over a month ago, since that started. And now after tonight and the preseason tournament, Indians are going to roll into a lot of league games, so a more favorable schedule for them as far as competition level. Columbus, a very well-coached team, lost a lot of seniors last year, a few seniors last year. I know the big girl they had last year, they lost her to graduation, as well as a couple others, so we'll see what Columbus has. Not sure if they've played since Christmas break or not, but everybody's been out on extended Christmas break. I think not able to get back into the gym until the 5th of January, I believe, is what the rule was. So everybody with a long break because of COVID, and making sure everybody stays healthy after all the holidays, and let the holidays and all the group gatherings get passed by. And so far so good for both Indian squads. No incidents to start the Christmas break and the new semester out. We're going to have our starting lineups after we take a short break. You're listening to St. Paul Indian basketball on Hot 105. Tina, make it a 2-minute, please. Welcome back as we get underway here at Billy Fager Fieldhouse. Columbus starts with the basketball. They pass it down in the lane, and it's a turnover on a travel. So the Indians with the first possession of their offensive set. Columbus comes out in a 2-3 zone to start, kind of fall back into a 2-1-2 zone. So see what the Lady Indians can dial up here against this zone defense, see if they can knock down some threes from outside. And here's one on its way off, no good by Struthers. Struthers starts out 0 for 1 from three-point land. 7:21 left to go here in the first period. Mooney with the basketball for Columbus to the right, stripped away and knocked out of bounds by Harris. On the floor for the Indians is Doherty, Harris, Struthers, Bradshaw, and Albertini. Columbus basketball. Number 1, Jones, pass inside, back out to Jones. Baseline jump shot on the way long, no good. Elise Doherty with the rebound for the Indians. A little full court token pressure by Columbus. Put on by Mooney, number 4. Harris drives the baseline in. Now she double team, kicks it back out top to Doherty. Elise Doherty over to Struthers. Struthers hold the ball overhead, long cross court pass to Harris. Couple ball fakes, flips it up top to Albertini. Top of the key, back to Harris at left wing. She's at the left elbow, kicks it out to Bradshaw. Bradshaw drives the baseline, pull up jump shot on the way, no good, long, and it's going to be a foul underneath the basket, and it's going to be a foul on Columbus. Foul is on number 25. Fouls. St. Paul basketball under their own rim. Albertini set to put the ball in play. Kicks it into Bradshaw at the free throw line. Pull up jump shot. Rattles her home. Claire gets the second one to go, and the Indians lead 2-0. 6:29 left to go in the first. Poked away by Doherty. It is Mooney with the basketball. Drives to her right. Kicks it back up top to Foul. Fouls with the basketball. Hands it back off to number 0. Harris now with the steal. Strips it from her. All the way down on the right side of the rim. Layup no good. Too long. Rebound. Number 32, Omart. Omart kicks it out to Duels, and a steal by Doherty. Doherty all the way down. Up and under. Layup long. No good. Rebound comes out to Mooney. Jones with the basketball against Albertini. St. Paul lines up in that man-to-man defense. Jones all the way into the rim. Left-hand layup, too strong, no good. And it's going to be a foul over the back on number 25. Fouls. She picks up her second foul in the first 2 minutes of the game. Sub into the game is number 31. They do not have a 31 on the roster. It's been one of the problems is with not much of a fan besides parents allowed in the gym, there's no rosters for either team. So it becomes a challenge getting a starting lineup and roster for the radio. Harris with the basketball, and she carries the ball, or they call double dribble on her, and it's going to go back to Columbus on the turnover. Into the game, Kenna Doherty, Chloe Semi, and Ava Chambers. Out of the game is Bradshaw, Albertini, and Harris. Jones with the basketball to the left against Semi. Semi, it should be a walk. Kicked it out. Got rid of it to number 23, Simpson. Over to the left. The layup, no good. Putback is no good. Foul on the Indians. It's going to be on number 11. There is no 11. Kenna Doherty is on the foul. Number 10. Omar goes to the line to shoot 2. First one on its way and short. Doherty's first foul. And the Indians lead 2-0. Second one on the way by Omar. She hits it. Cuts the lead to 2-1. Semi with the basketball, kicks it over to Elise Doherty. Doherty crosses half court with it and the timeline. A little extended pressure. Now man-to-man defense. Nope, it's just the extended zone defense by Columbus. Kind of a matchup. Extended zone, put a lot of pressure out top. Now Semi picks up her dribble, and she's going to get fouled. A lot of pressure put on by Columbus was causing trouble for the Indians. Third team foul on Columbus. First foul on Mooney. Steal by Columbus. And Simpson with the basketball up at the top of the key with it. Doherty all over her, pokes it away. Simpson retrieves, go to the left, in the lane, shot up, no good, but she's fouled. She's going to go line to shoot 2. Second team foul on the Indians, first on Chambers. At the line is Simpson. First free throw is in there as she hits it. Ties the score at 2. 4:30 left to go here in the first period. All knotted up at 2. Simpson settles in at the line. Second free throw on its way. Well short. No rim, so it's going to go to the Indians. Pretty sluggish looking by the Indians offense here. Now extended 2-3 zone pressure. Jones all the way out half court picking up Albertini. Simi way up above the timeline to the right. Dribbles top of the key, kicks it off to Doherty. Doherty to her right. Reverses it back to Bradshaw left wing. She drives towards free throw line. Pull up jump shot by Claire. Rattles her home. And Claire Bradshaw with the only 4 points the Indians have. She is 2 for 3 from about 10 foot. Simpson with the basketball. Bounce pass inside. Turnaround shot by Omar. No good. Gets her own rebound. Jones with the jump shot. No good. And Albertini with the rebound for the Indians. Pass outside to Simi. Simi dribbles to the top of the key. Over to Bradshaw outside the arc. Drives into the elbow. Now she gets tied up. Kicks it out to Doherty. Doherty to the top of the key. She's cut off there. Reverses it back to Chambers. Chambers out wide on the left side to Simi. Simi whips it around to Bradshaw. Bradshaw drives in. Another pull-up jump shot by Bradshaw. No good. Short on this one. All the way down is Simpson, and no good, and it's going to be a foul on Bradshaw. And that's going to send Simpson to the line. Third team foul on the Indians, first on Claire Bradshaw. Simpson at the line to shoot 2. Settles in at the line. She is 1 for 2 at her first trip to the foul line. Gets it to crawl over the front of the rim. And it's 4-3. Indians up by 1. Simpson settles in at the line for her second. It's on its way. And short. No good, but rebound to Columbus. Now Bradshaw comes out there with it. Bradshaw whips it around to Harris. Harris drives the baseline in the lane. Shot up. No good. The Indians can't get a foul call. Claire Bradshaw to rebound. Her putback's no good. The rebound Columbus. Jones with the basketball to the left hard. Loses it out of bounds. It's going to be off of Harris's foot. Jones underneath the rim. Set to put the ball in play for the Titans. Tries to get to Omar. It goes out of bounds, and turnover gives it right back to the Lady Indians. Lady Indians up by 1, 4-3, 2:49 left to go here in the first period. Albertini with the basketball, crosses half court, crosses over with her left hand, and gets it stolen away by Jones as she dribbles into the double team. Jones all the way back down, kicks it out. Mooney with the shot, no good. On to 3. Rebound Jones, putback's no good. Putback by Simpson is good. Five to 4. Titans up by 1. Bradshaw with the basketball. Boy, these two extended on this 2-3 zones, causing the Indians all kinds of trouble. Kenna Doherty with the basketball. Kicks it off to Struthers. Struthers into the lane to the elbow. Crossover. Shot up. No good. Kenna Doherty with rebound. Kicks it out to Harris. Over to Albertini. Albertini shot on the way. No good. Rebound. Mooney for the Titans. They lead by 1, 5 to 4. Jones with the basketball, pestered out there by Harris in this man-to-man defense. Right wing over to Mooney, up top to Simpson. Simpson with the basketball, kicks it to Omar, kicks it out to Mooney. Shot on the way, good, and it's a 2. 1:33 left to go in the first. Indians trail 7-4. Bradshaw with the basketball. Up top to Struthers, over to Harris. A 3 on the way, off, no good. Indians can't buy a bucket, and it's going to be a foul on Struthers away from the on the rebound. It's going to go back to Columbus. Three subs into the game for the Indians: Chambers, Elise Doherty, and Chloe Simi. 1:21 left to go in the first. Indians trail 7-4. Poked away by Harris as Columbus brings the ball down the court off to Simpson. There's going to be a foul away from the basketball, and that's going to be on, who is it on? It's foul is on Chambers. Second team foul number 5 on the Indians. Jones towards the rim to the free throw line, kicks it out to Omar. Mooney with the basketball. Simpson now, she chases it down as it gets away from her. Bounce pass inside, goes out of bounds. Good idea, but it got away from her. Out of bounds, turnover on Columbus, gives it back to the Indians as Struthers re-enters the game for Chambers. Chambers, second foul on the night on her. 5 team fouls on the Indians, 3 on the Titans. Indians trail 7-4, under a minute left to go in the first. Bradshaw with the basketball. Loses it for a minute, retrieves it off to Harris, back up top to Struthers. Struthers towards the elbow, kicks it out to Doherty. Three-pointer on the way, off the back iron, no good. Harris chases it down, kicks it off to Struthers, back up to Simi. Simi into the free throw line, tries a pass, gets it off to Doherty. Back up top to Bradshaw. Bradshaw dribbles towards the top of the key, reverses it back over to Doherty, to the corner to Simi. Simi crosses back over to her left. Now kicks it back up top to Struthers. Struthers is going to get called for a charge and the 6th team foul on the Indians. Indians can't hit a shot from the outside, and they're struggling against this 2-3 zone. Struthers out of the game, picking up her 2nd foul on the night. 6th team foul on the Indians, 3 on Columbus. 16.6 seconds left to go here in the first. Mooney with the Jones with the basketball all the way to the baseline, kicks it out to Simpson. Three-pointer on the way, off, no good. 7 seconds. Doherty with the basketball. 4 seconds, 3 seconds to the left side, kicks it back up top, and the buzzer goes off. And at the end of the first quarter, Titans lead the Indians 7-4. We'll be back after this 1-minute timeout. You're listening to St. Paul basketball on Hot 105. Welcome back to Billy Fager Fieldhouse here in St. Paul, where Columbus leads the Indians 7-4 after the first period. And it will be Columbus basketball. I don't remember no jump balls all in that first quarter. Columbus started with the basketball. They will start second quarter. Jones with the basketball, drives to the left, kicks up top to Mooney. Mooney over to Simpson. Simpson towards the baseline, going to get called for the travel. He's going to turn it over to the Indians. See if St. Paul can get things going here in this second period as they struggled immensely from outside, shooting poorly. Claire Bradshaw, the only 4 points of the game by the Lady Indians for St. Paul. Simi with the basketball, kicks it up top to Doherty. Doherty off to sister Elise Doherty, down to the baseline to Chloe Simi. Dribbles towards the top of the key as the extended pressure comes out, kicks it back down to Doherty. Doherty up top to Claire Bradshaw, reverses it to Kenna Doherty. Over to Elise, turnaround shot, she gets it to go. Pretty good offense is against that zone as they finally reversed it and got Doherty coming across the lane. Simpson with the basketball for the Titans. Kicks it off to Monroe, and it's going to be a foul on the Indians. 17 foul. It's going to should send Columbus to the line on the 1-and-1. Josie Harris with the foul, her first. Team 17 foul, so that's going to send Jones to the line to shoot 2. She settles in at the line. 7-6, Columbus up by 1. Her free throw on the way off, no good. Kenna Doherty with her long rebound. Doherty kicks it off to Elise Doherty. Off to Harris. Harris drives towards the lane, kicks it out to Elise, drives the baseline, jump shot no good. It was off the side of the backboard. Three-pointer by Harris on the way, no good, but she's fouled. She's going to shoot 3 free throws. Simpson with the foul, just the 4th team foul on Columbus. Harris's first free throw on the way and short. Settles into the line, tries to tie the score here on the second free throw. It's up and through there, and good. Harris settles in at the line for her third free throw. It's on its way and rattles in and is good. Columbus basketball. Indians now back up by 1, 8-7. Simpson with the basketball. Guarded out there by Kenna Doherty. Reverses back. Now knocked out of bounds. Who's it out on? It's going to be out on Columbus. Off of St. Paul. Thought it was off of Monet. It was off of Bradshaw. Checking back into the game, number 25 fouls. She has 2 fouls. Columbus basketball. Bounce pass into Jones. Jones guarded by Harris. Goes hard to her left. Kicks it back out. Top to Mooney. Mooney with the basketball. Good bounce pass inside. Somebody's sleeping. Monet with the basket gives Columbus a 1-point lead, 9-8. Claire Bradshaw with the basketball up to the top of the key to Kenna Doherty. Off to Simi. Simi pull up jump shot, way long, no good. Rebound comes out to number 24, Monet. Columbus basketball, they lead by 1, 9-8. Crossover by Monet, bounce pass inside, no good. Rebound comes out to Doherty. Kenna Doherty kicks it back out to Claire Bradshaw. Bradshaw over to Harris. Columbus leads 9-8, 5:40 left to go in the second. Harris back up top to Doherty, over to Kenna Doherty. Pass back inside, turnaround shot, partially blocked. It's going to be a foul on fouls, it's going to be on Monet. Her first, team foul number 5 on the Titans. That's going to send Harris to the line to shoot 2. Her free throw on its way. Gets the bounce as she deadens it off the back of the rim. Albertini into the game for Simi. Harris settles in for her second. And it's up and through there. And gives the Indians a 1-point lead. They lead 10-9. Mooney with the basketball. With the basketball. Tries a pass inside. No good, out of bounds. Out on Columbus, so it goes back to the Indians. 5:20 left to go in the second period. Indians up by 1, 10-9. Albertini with the basketball for the Indians. Feeds it to Harris. Back up top to Elise Doherty on the floor for the Indians. Kenna and Elise Doherty. Josie Harris, Sophia Albertini, and Claire Bradshaw. Down to the left wing to Elise Doherty. Patiently dribbles up towards top of the key, kicks it to Albertini. Looks inside, knocked out of bounds by fouls. It'll stay with the Indians as she tried to inlet pass into Bradshaw. Omar back into the game for the Titans. Albertini with the basketball for the Indians. Good weak side play into Elise Doherty. That's going to send Doherty to the line to shoot 2. She was fouled on the way up. That is going to be back-to-back fouls, I believe, on number 24. Her second foul, team foul number 6. Elise Doherty cans the first one. 3 points on the night for Elise. As Elise settles in for the second, 11-9, 2-point lead for the Indians. 4:57 left to go in the first. She makes them both. Indians shooting decent from the free throw line. They are 6 for 7 from the line. 6 of the Indians' 12 points is from the foul line. Down the fouls, stolen, bad pass to Harris. Harris all the way down, right-hand side, layup, no good, too strong. And she's going to be out of bounds as momentum carried her out of bounds, and Columbus had the ball but tipped it back to Harris, and it's going to be out on Harris as she wasn't completely in bounds. Time out Columbus. So with that, we're going to take a 30-second timeout. You're listening to St. Paul basketball on Hot 105. Welcome back. Indians lead 12-9 after the first period. Indians, or not after the first period, 12-9 with a timeout. 4:38 left to go in the second. It is Columbus basketball. Full court pressure applied by the Indians. Ball's loose on the floor, tipped around, still loose. Columbus comes up with it. Mooney with the basketball, and she's going to be fouled, and she's going to go to the line to shoot the 1-and-1. White, yeah. It's going to be on Albertini, her first. At the line to shoot 2 is Monet, front end of 1-1. No good, knocked out of bounds off of the Indians. It's going to be Columbus basketball as Bradshaw swatted it out of bounds. Lobbying over the top. Pass down inside, tried for Omar. Rebounded by number 25 for the Titans. Bounce pass inside, and it's going to be a foul on Bradshaw. Claire Bradshaw with her second. Team foul number 9 on the Indians. That's going to send Omar to the line to shoot the 1-and-1. Chambers back to the scores table with 2 fouls. Rattles the first one in. 12-10, 2-point lead for the Lady Indians as Omar settles in at the line for a second. Back in the game for the Indians is Simi and Chambers. Omar settles in for her second, on its way, in and out, no good. Doherty with the rebound, Elise Doherty. And it's going to be off of Doherty. She loses it out of bounds, and it goes right back over to the Titans with 4:16 left to go in the second period. Columbus basketball set to put it in play, gets it into Mooney. Mooney off to Omar, goes right in between her legs, loses it out of bounds, a turnover on the Titans. It goes right back to Lady Indians. Albertini feeds it ahead to Elise Doherty. Doherty crosses over the top of the Kia over to Kenna Doherty. Kenna Doherty over to Simi. Simi with the ball above her head, drives in towards the elbow, kicks it back out to Chambers to the corner to Kenna Doherty. Doherty to Simi. Simi Now she picks up her dribble, looks inside, kicks it out to Chambers as she jumps out and help her out. This extended 2-3 zone pressure is causing the Indians a lot of trouble. Kenna Doherty kicks it out to Elise Doherty. Elise Doherty fakes a shot, kicks it out to Seamy. Seamy, a very patient offense by the Indians, and a bad pass by Chambers off of Albertini's fingertips, out of bounds, and goes back to Columbus. 12-10, 3:30 left to go here in the second period. Indians up by 2. Mooney with the basketball for the Titans. Crosses over against Albertini with her left hand. 19 fouls on the Indians, 6 on Columbus. There's the 10th as Elise Doherty picks up just have her for 1. And that's going to be a double bonus for Simpson as she's going to go line to shoot 2. 10 team fouls on the Indians, 6 on the Titans. Simpson at the line to shoot 2. She makes the first. Have Simpson down for 5 points on the night. 5 of the Titans, 11. She settles in for her second. On its way, rattles out, no good. Struthers with the rebound. Struthers over to Chambers. Chambers down to the corner to Albertini. Fakes a 3, drives in, contact, shot no good. Rebound Titans. It's going to come out to number 0, Davis. Mooney all the way into the rim. Layup too strong, no good. Fighting for the rebound is Columbus and St. Paul, and it's tipped back into Albertini. St. Paul comes out of there with it. Albertini down to the 3-point line, right side, kicks it up to Doherty, over to Chambers. Chambers back up top, and steal by Columbus. All the way down is Davis. Layup is good. (13-12). Titans up by 1. 2:35 left to go in the first half. Elise Doherty with the basketball over to Seamy. Seamy to Albertini down to corner. She dribbles to her left, now back to her right, into the lane. Euro step up and under, no good, and that's going to be a foul on Chambers. It's going to be Columbus basketball. I believe that's Chambers' 3rd foul. 10 team fouls, double bonus the rest of the way for Columbus as Chambers picked up her 3rd with 2:20 left to go here in their first half. At the line to shoot 2 is number 25, Fouls. First one on its way and right up and through there. Gives Columbus a 2-point lead, 14-12. Back into the game for the Indians, Claire Bradshaw checks back into the game for Chambers, who just picked up her 3rd. Second one on its way. In and out, no good. So 2-point lead, 14-12. Struthers with the rebound. Titans up by 2. All the way down to the corner to Albertini. Albertini holds the ball. Over to Struthers. Struthers down to the corner. Seamy drives around. It's going to be a foul on number 25, Fouls, her 3rd. Team foul number 7. That's going to send Seamy to the line. Sheet front end 1-1. Josie Harris checks back into the game for Albertini. 2:02 left to go in the first half, 14-12. Indians up by 2. Columbus up by 2. Seamy's no good. Lane violation on Struthers. Waves it off, so it goes right back to the Titans. Indians can't get anything going here tonight. 2:02 left to go in the first half, 14-12. Titans up by 2 with possession of the basketball. Jones with the basketball for the Titan, picked up out there by Harris to her left. That's going to be a foul on Elise Doherty. That's going to be her 2nd. And it's double bonus as it's going to send Jones to the line to shoot 2. First one on its way, off, no good. 1:53 left to go here in the first half. 14-12. Columbus up by 2. Second one on its way. Short, no good, but rebound to Columbus. And now stolen away by Elise Doherty. Doherty on a breakaway, all the way down. Layup, no good, short. Harris with the rebound. Put back, no good, but she's fouled, and she'll go to the line to shoot two. She is fouled by number 23. Second foul on Simpson. 8th team foul on Columbus as Harris gets the first one to go. Harris settles in for her second. On its way and good. 6 for 7 from the line is Josie Harris. Could have been another foul. Indians need to be careful here not to pick up any more fouls, cheap fouls. It's tied at 14. Elise Doherty now, and it's going to be a trip and on Simpson. She just picked up her third foul. And that's going to send Doherty to the line to shoot two. That's the 10th team foul. As that's going to send Elise Doherty to the line to shoot two. Tied up at 14, 1:32 left to go here. Off, no good. Struthers with the rebound. Put back, no good. Rims out. Rolled all the way to the rim. Stopped, hung there on the back of the rim against the backboard and rolled off the opposite side. Tied at 14. Simpson with the basketball. Ball's loose on the floor, still loose. Simpson comes out of there back with it. Kicks it back off to Davis. Davis picked up over there by Simi. Davis shot from the free throw line off the backboard, no good. Rebound, Omart, and it's good. 59 seconds left to go, 16-14, Columbus up by 2. Struthers with the basketball. Off to Doherty. Doherty holds the ball overhead, pestered out there by Davis. Kicks it off to Simi. Simi drives the baseline, pull up baseline jump shot, no good. Struthers and going to get called for the travel. 40 seconds left to go here in the first half, 16-14. Columbus up by 2. Jones kicks the ball into Simpson. Simpson to the right, about loses it. 30 seconds left to go in the first half. Off to Jones, kicks the corner. Davis, three-pointer on the way, short. Simpson with the rebound, put back, no good. Rebound, Harris. Harris with the basketball, loses it. Picked up by Kenna Doherty, 15 seconds. Off to Albertini, kicks it out to Doherty, over to Simi. Three-pointer on the way, short. Harris with the rebound, put back, no good, too strong. Knocked out of bounds by Columbus, going to stay with the Indians. 6.3 seconds left to go here in the second. Indians trail by 2, 16-14. Albertini's put the ball in play under the own rim. Kicks it in, away under the rim as Doherty gets to go. Good, tough shot by Elise Doherty. And that's going to be the end of the first half, and we're going to be tied up at 16. Good first half, a lot of offensive struggle by the Lady Indians. We'll be back to recap the first half after this 2-minute timeout. You listen to St. Paul basketball on Hot 105. Welcome back here to Billy Fager Fieldhouse as the final of the Mark Turlip Classic as the Titans come to town. And at halftime, we are knotted up at 16 here in the first half. Pretty sluggish first half by the Lady Indians, to say the least. Shooting poorly from the outside. That 2-3 zone from Columbus really wreaking havoc on the Lady Indians so far in its first half. Just not very fluid on the night. Like to see the Indians maybe come out, put a little pressure on Columbus here in this second half. The only problem is the Lady Indians plenty of foul trouble in the first half, sending Columbus to the line. A lot of Lady Indians with 2 or 3 fouls. We'll go over all the stats here in just a second. So pretty rusty, as we would call it, first half by the Lady Indians, as this is the first game back for the Lady Indians, and a lot of struggles on the night for them, offensively especially, and defensively, to be real honest with you, because it kind of shows you maybe a little bit out of shape and not back up going full speed yet, as a lot of fouls committed where the Indians play a lot of that man-to-man up on you tight defense and not moving your feet very well, getting in the right position and picking up a lot of fouls here early on in the first half. We're going to take another 2-minute timeout. When we come back from that 2-minute timeout, we'll go over all the first half stats and scoring for both teams across the board here. There's about 7:02 left in the halftime here. We are knotted up at 16. You're listening to St. Paul Basketball on Hot 105. 2-minute timeout, please. Welcome back. 4:45 left to go in halftime here, tied up at 16 in a barn burner here in a finale of the Mark Turlip Classic. If you're wondering why we're calling it the preseason finale, is Columbus was stricken with COVID in the finale, couldn't play that final game at the early season tournament, so had to reschedule for tonight. Columbus comes back to town, works out for a good Tuesday, Friday. Friday night, the Indians welcome in northeast of Arma. It's going to be homecoming Friday night for the Indians, girls and boys. So 2 home games, and then next week, busy schedule on the docket as the Yates Center mid-season tournament. It's going to be a little different for the Indians this year, as the Indians, over the last, as long as I can remember, went to the Southeast tournament, and a little change up this year. They're going to go to the Yates Center tournament. Coach McCracken's AD is going to send me all the schedule this week. They're going to play that in 3 different gymnasiums to try to avert too much crowd contact due to COVID. I believe it's going to play in Iola, Yates Center, and Moran. So we'll have the full schedule for you Friday night, next week's schedule for the girls and boys. 3:35 left to go here in halftime, tied up at 16 as we look at scoring on the night. Claire Bradshaw with 4 points on the night for the Lady Indians. Josie Harris, high point person, 6 points on the night for the Lady Indians. And Doherty with 6 points. That's the only 3 Lady Indians in scoring. Harris getting the majority of her 6 points. Not the majority, all of her 6 points from the free throw line. She's 6 for 7 from the foul line. She has 6 of the Indians' 16 points. Elise Doherty, 2 free throws and 2 twos. No threes on the night. Poor shooting from the outside. The Indians yet to hit a three-pointer. So that's the Indians' 16 points for Columbus on the night so far. I got Davis down for 4 points. Simpson down at 5. Monroe for 2. Omar for 4. And fouls for 1. I think I missed one there somewhere, but pretty even scoring across the board for Columbus. Now fouls for the Indians. Sophia Albertini with 1 foul on the night. Ava Chambers with 3 in that first half, so she spent quite a bit of time in that second period on the bench. Excuse me. Claire Bradshaw with 2. Josie Harris with 1. Struthers with 2. Elise Doherty with 2. And Kenna Doherty with 1. So the Indians with plenty of fouls here in that first half. They're going to have to clean that up in the third period, not pick up a lot of fouls. They're going to have a little bit of guard foul trouble if the Indians continue the not moving your feet well and getting in a little bit of foul trouble. We got about 1:55 left to go here before we get the third quarter underway. Tied at 16. We'll be back after this last 2-minute timeout. Let's St. Paul basketball on Hot 105. Welcome back. St. Paul's first possession of the second half, and Elise Doherty buries a 3 from the outside, so good start. Much better to start this second half. Columbus basketball into Omar, kicks it out to Davis. Baseline shot on the way. She scores. Puts it in for 2 and cuts the lead to 1. 19-18, Indians up by 1. Struthers with the basketball, reverses it up top to Claire Bradshaw. Back off to Harris at left wing. Harris dribbles towards the top of the key. Cut off there by Jones, off to Struthers. Struthers reverses it over to Harris. Inside to Doherty. Turnaround shot with the left hand. Too strong. No good. Swatted out of bounds by Struthers. And it's going to go back to Columbus. Good idea. Doherty just unable to convert from that left side. Mooney with the basketball, Mooney pestered out there by Albertini. Gives a little push off up top to Jones. Elise Doherty on hers, gets by hers, shot up too hard, but gets her own rebound. Now swats it out of bounds. It's going to be off of Columbus. Goes back to the Indians. It's going to be off of Jones. Full court pressure, almost stolen by Davis. Crossover by Albertini, slows it down, kicks it off to Elise Doherty. Up top to Bradshaw. Bradshaw to the free throw line to Elise Doherty, up to Harris. Harris holds the basketball, dribbles to the top of the key, picks up her dribble. Now in a little bit of trouble, bounce pass over to the right wing to Albertini. Albertini up top to Struthers, above the timeline, whips it over to Harris. Harris into the lane, Euro step, is going to get called for the travel. Too many steps. Turns it right back over, and it's back to the Titans. 6:08 left to go here in the third, 19-18. Indians up by 1. Davis, pestered out there by Albertini, picks up her dribble in a little bit of trouble, gets it down to Omart. Omart back up top to Davis. To her right, Albertini all over her. Now drills back outside the three-point line. Over to Jones. Fouls with the basketball up to Omart. Whips back over to Davis. Mooney. Mooney with the basketball, tripped by Albertini. It's going to be a foul on her. Sophia's second. Team foul number 1 of the third period for the Indians. First team foul on the Indians in the second half. Jones set to put the ball in play, gets it to Mooney, into Omart. Her fouls, Bounce pass into Omart, kicks it out, shot on the way and good. Put up and in there by Mooney. Titans up by 1, 20-19. Perfect from the field are the Titans in the third period off to Elise Doherty. 5:13 left to go in the third, 20-19. Titans up by 1. Off to Doherty, to Struthers, off to Elise Doherty. Drives the baseline, cut off there. Struthers with a little jump shot on the way, short, no good. Rebound to Davis. Davis for the Titans. Crosses half court, now the timeline. Albertini picks her up out there. Back up top to Mooney. Off to Fouts. Fouts off to Jones, drives the baseline, poked away by Harris, and it's going to go off of Columbus to stay with the Indians. Kenna Doherty and Simi back into the game. I apologize to Jade Fouts. A little bitty right, and it looked like an L, calling her fouls in that first half. Now they give it back to Columbus. Off red comes a little confusion. They give the ball to Columbus instead of the Indians. 4:36 left to go here in the third. Columbus up by 1, 20-19. All the Indians is down on offense, and they tried to give the ball to the wrong team. Kenna Doherty with the basketball up top to Simi. Simi off to Doherty, over to Harris. Harris pull up 10-foot jump shot, short, no good, out of bounds, and it's going to go right back to Columbus. 4:21 left to go in the third, 20-19. Titans up by 1. Davis with the basketball for Columbus. Harris cuts her off. Davis still with the basketball, top of the key, whips it over to Jones at left wing. Elise Doherty on her. Up to Fouts. Fouts towards the top of the key. Struthers, Emerald Struthers tight on her. Now back to the left. Picks up her dribble, feeds it back to Davis. Davis cut off, double team there for a minute. Davis with the basketball, off to Jones. Left-handed shot up and in, and gives Columbus a 3-point lead, 22-19. Elise Doherty with the basketball, feeds it up top to Kenna Doherty. And a pass inside, and it's going to be a foul on Columbus. Kind of a tough pass inside, but we're going to get the foul called. Foul is on number 31, and I don't have a 31 on my roster. First team foul of the third period on Columbus. They lead by 3, 22-19. Only points of the quarter is a 3 by Elise Doherty. Struthers, quick inbounds pass, hits a 2. Emerald gets the Indians back within one, 22-21. Titans up by 1. Pass into Fouts. Fouts at the left elbow. Back to Jones. It could have been a foul on Bradshaw. Now down to the baseline. Now steal by Struthers. Struthers on the breakaway. All the way down. Right-handed layup good. Indians now back up by 1, 23-22. Davis with the basketball. Off the right wing to number 31. Picked up out there by Kenneth Doherty. Back up top to Jones. Fouts with the basketball. Cross court pass to Davis. Down to the corner to Jones. Bounce pass inside. Going to be a tie-up. And it's going to be a foul on the Titans. Number 4. On the reach round, Monet with the foul. Second foul on the Titans in this quarter. Second foul on Monet. So maybe it's Mooney. Mooney with her second foul. 2 team fouls on the Titans. Bradshaw down to the corner to Chloe Simi. Simi into the game now. Struthers, Simi, Kenneth Doherty, Claire Bradshaw, and Albertini. Claire, tough shot. No. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, they thought he was waving it off, but he counts it, and she's fouled. Tough foul by Claire Bradshaw, so she'll get the and 1. Let's see who that is on. That is going to be on the second foul on number 31 as Claire misses a shot, and rebound is controlled by the Titans. Jones with it. 2:16 left to go here in third. 25-22. Indians up by 3. Simpson back into the game. She drives towards free throw line, whips it back up top to Mooney. Mooney about has it poked away, keeps control of it, gives it to Fouts. Fouts turnaround shot, can't get it to go. Good rebound by Kenneth Doherty. Now Doherty slows things down. Pushes the ball up, down to the corner. Wide open three-pointer by Simi. Oh, off the rim, short, no good, and that's going to be a foul on Sophia Albertini. As she reached in and tried to poke it away. She's going to get whistled for her third. And the second team foul on the Lady Indians. 25-22. Indians up by 3. Davis with the basketball for the Titans. Dribbled up there. Simi crosses over, still has it, into the lane. Floater on the way off the backboard is good. 25-24, 1 point lead for the Lady Indians. Sophia Albertini with the basketball off to Bradshaw. 1:17 left to go into third. Indians up by 1. Albertini with it. Out to Simi, to Bradshaw. Bradshaw pull-up jump shot is good. Claire Bradshaw looks good there. It's 4 points in the third period. Time out St. Paul. We're going to go ahead and take a timeout. 30-second timeout. Let's St. Paul basketball on Hot 105. Welcome back. 27-24. Indians up by 3. 1:03 left to go in the third. Columbus basketball. Coach Tuck not happy with the Lady Indians coming out of timeout. Now Elise Doherty with the steal. Doherty all the way down. Layup good. She's fouled. That's one way to get out of the doghouse with Coach Tuck. I think Coach Tuck out of timeout, wanted to get in full court pressure, and all the Indians ran down to the other end of the court. Elise Doherty at the foul line for the and one. 55.1 left to go here in the third. 29-24. 5 point lead for the Indians. Doherty's free throw on the way. Long, no good. A rebound swatted back out to Doherty by Struthers. Now Claire Bradshaw with it. 48 seconds. 5-point lead for the Indians. 29-24. Harris to the corner to Kenna Doherty. Doherty picks up her dribble now in a little bit of trouble. Kicks it off to Bradshaw to the corner. Plenty of time left. 37 seconds left to go here in the third. Bradshaw now picks up her dribble. And it's going to be a foul on Columbus on Jones. Just her second. And that is going to be the 15th foul on the Titans. 30.7 seconds left to go in the third. St. Paul basketball. Bradshaw with the basketball feeds it into Harris. Harris to Doherty. Doherty looks into Bradshaw. Now drives in towards the free throw line. Kicks it out to Kenna Doherty. Over to Struthers. 19 seconds. 18, 17. Cross court pass to Bradshaw. Into the lane. Pull up shot. Too strong. No good. Rebound Harris for St. Paul. No good. Rebound Titans. Davis with the basketball. Kicks it to Davis. Davis for three. No good. That was Jones to Davis. Put back. No good. And that's going to be the end of the third period. At the end of 29-24. Indians up by 5. Pretty good run late in that third period to get the Indians up by 5. We'll be back after this 1-minute timeout. It's St. Paul basketball on Hot 105. Welcome back. 29-24. Indians up by 5 to start this fourth period. On the floor for the Lady Indians, Chloe Semi, Elise Doherty, Kenna Doherty, Josie Harris, and Claire Bradshaw. 29-24. Indians up by 5. Columbus basketball to start this fourth period. Steal by the Indians. Harris on the inbounds. Harris all the way down. Layup good. Josie Harris puts the Indians up by 7. Mooney with the basketball against Harris. Dribbles back and forth above the timeline. Count is on. Now towards the right baseline. Clear down to the baseline. Now picks up her dribble. Gets it off to Davis. Bounce pass inside. Stolen away. And it's going to be a foul on Omart as it was too tough for Omart to handle. Went to Harris and then she fouled. I believe that is just Omart's first foul, I believe. Team foul number 6, so complete opposite on fouls so far in this second half. Indians with just 2 team fouls. They lead by 7. See if they can expand on that lead here with a good offensive set. Kenna Doherty at the ball. Kicks it off to Josie Harris. Josie Harris back up to Elise Doherty. Doherty over to Bradshaw. Bradshaw to her left. Reverses it back to Elise Doherty. Back to Claire Bradshaw. Bradshaw in the lane. Spin around. Tough shot. Short. No good. Rebound comes out to number 12. First time in the game is Hartman, I believe. Davis, three-pointer on the way. Off the side of the backboard. No good. Omart's putback is good. 31-26, 5-point lead for the Indians. Claire Bradshaw brings the ball across half court, feeds it off to Harris. Harris to the corner to Kenna Doherty. And Doherty up to Elise Doherty. Down to the corner to Bradshaw. Back into Elise Doherty. Turnaround shot no good. Fought for and come out of there with it is Columbus. Davis with the basketball for Columbus. Feeds it off to Mooney. Mooney picks up her dribble, looking for somewhere to go, kicks it back off to Davis. Inside to Omart, another good inlet pass. Back-to-back scores to their post player, and it's a 3-point lead for the Indians, 31-28. 5:55 left to go here in the game. Indians up 31-28. Kenna Doherty has her shot partially blocked, but it's going to be out on Columbus. Going to stay with the Titans. Struthers, Chambers, and Albertini back into the game for the Lady Indians. Elise Doherty with the basketball, set to put the ball in play. 5:47 left to go in the game. Struthers to her left, kicks it back out to Albertini. Albertini ball fake, pull up jump shot, no good. Rebound comes out to Harris. Put back, no good on the 10-footer, and the rebound comes out to the Titans. Fouts with the rebound. Off to Jones. Jones with the basketball to her left. Kicks it down the corner. Now back out to Jones. Jones up to Harmon. Davis with the ball. Bounce pass inside to Omar. Same spot. This time cut off. Back out to Harmon. No good on the three. Poked around. It's going to be out of bounds off of Columbus and go back to the Lady Indians. 5:13 left to go in the game. 31-28. 3-point lead for the Indians. Albertini with the basketball for the Indians. Kicks it off to Elise Doherty. Doherty up to Struthers. Struthers to the right wing to Harris. Harris dribbles into the lane and loses it out of bounds, and it goes right back to Columbus. A little four-court pressure applied by the Indians now. See if they can get a turnover here. 4:56 left to go in the game. Jones having trouble finding anybody to get it in. Finally gets it into Fouts. Columbus coach calls for a timeout, but the ref must not have heard him. Now it finally gets a timeout, 30-second timeout. St. Paul leads 31-28. We'll be back after this 30-second timeout. Let's St. Paul basketball on Hot 105. Welcome back. 4:49 left to go in the game. 31-28. Indians lead. Columbus basketball. Four-court pressure applied by the Indians. They're in the right spot to do this. Only 2 team fouls, and Chambers pokes it away, and it pokes it to Harris. Go this way, Ava. Kicks it down to the corner to Albertini. Albertini back out to Chambers, out to Struthers. Struthers off to Elise Doherty. Doherty at right wing with the basketball. Kicks it down to the corner to Harris. Harris spins, triple team down there, and she's going to get, going to be a foul. Who's that going to be? It's going to be on Titans. It's going to be on number 1, Jones. 17 foul. That's going to send Harris to the line to shoot 1 and 1. Josie Harris settles in at the line to shoot the front end of the 1 and 1. 3 dribbles, ball's on the way, and right through there, and good. Josie doing a great job from the foul line tonight. 8 for 9 from the foul line. She misses a second, and that's going to be a foul on Struthers. Her third, team foul number 3 on the Indians. Full court pressure applied by the Indians. Jones set to put the ball in play. Looking. All the Titans running for it. Fouts now with it. Back to Jones. Now the Indians kind of clear out. Jones hard down the left side. In towards the baseline. Now she double teamed down in the corner. And it's going to be a push on Harris. Omar, it's good. Not a bad foul. Omar was standing under the basket all by herself. And that's going to be the 4th team foul on the Indians. Second on Josie Harris. Back into the game, number 4, Mooney for the Titans. Jones gets it in to Davis. Back to Jones. Harris picks her up. She drives to her left towards the baseline. Cut off there by Harris. Now nowhere to go with it. Gets it to Fouts. Fouts picked up by Struthers. 4:02 left to go. It's going to be a double dribble on Fouts. And it's going to give it back to the Lady Indians off turnover. St. Paul basketball. 4 minutes left to go in the game. They're up by 4, 32-28. Now Albertini with the basketball against Davis. Splits the double team and loses it. Omart with the steal. Back to Davis. Davis crosses the half court with it all the way down towards the baseline. Kicks it to Fouts. Fouts is going to get whistled for the travel as she got tangled up going hard towards the basket. Monroe back into the game for the Titans. Full court pressure applied by the Titans now. Elise Doherty with it. Starts down the left side. Now she gets it swatted away. Down on the floor. That's got to be a foul on Davis, doesn't it? Davis dove on top of Albertini. And that is on number 0, Davis. Her first. Team foul number 8. So that's going to send Sophia to the line to shoot to 1-on-1. Albertini settles in at the line. 3:38 left to go in the game. 4-point lead for the Lady Indians. Hard, no strong, no good. Omart with the rebound. Jones with the basketball, or now Jones with the basketball now. Kicks it off to Omart. Back up top to Jones, poked away by Harris, and Albertini with the steal. Albertini all the way down, loses out of bounds, and goes right back to the Titans. Claire Bradshaw at the scores table for the Indians. Harmon to the scores table for the Titans. Simi to the scores table for the Indians. That's going to bring Albertini out and Chambers out. 3:18 left to go in the game. 32-28, 4-point lead for the Indians. Columbus basketball. Mooney with the basketball. Picked up out there by Elise Doherty. Crosses over to her right. Bounce pass to Omart. Pull up jump shot. Too hard. No good. Struthers with the rebound for the Indians. Struthers down into traffic. Pull up jump stop shot. No good. She traveled and gives it right back to the Titans. .258 left to go in the game. 32-28. Same score. Indians up by 4. Mooney with the basketball. Down to the corner to Jones. Drives the baseline. Tries a hook. Now she's going to get oh, wow. What a weak foul. Looked like she traveled with the basketball. What a little cheap foul. She was hung up underneath the basket. And that's going to be on number 25, Claire Bradshaw, her third. Team foul number 5. That's going to send number 1, Jones, to the line to shoot front end, or 2 shots, excuse me. She gets the first one to go. And the score is now 32-29, 3-point lead for the Indians. Jones settles in for a second. Need to block out here. Jones' free throw on its way. Short, no good. Rebound to Elise Doherty. Doherty slows things up. 3-point lead. 2:42 left to go in the game. Indians up by 3. Indians going to have to make some free throws down the stretch here. Take care of the basketball. Get a good offensive possession. Simi crosses over, about loses it. Now Struthers with a 3. Good. Good time for that for Emerald Struthers. Shooting well here in this second half. She has 7 here in the second half. Drive in. Now it's going to be a walk on Harmon. It's going to go back to the Indians. 35-29. 6-point lead for the Indians. 2:15 left to go in the game. Full court pressure by Columbus. Bradshaw with the basketball. Feeds it ahead to Simi. Simi in the double team. Tripped by Omart. She's going to go to the line. Shoot the front end of a 1-on-1. 9th team foul on Columbus. I thought it was going to be on Omar. It's 4th foul on Jones instead. 19th foul on Columbus. That sends Simi to the line to shoot the front end 1-on-1. She makes the first. Good time for Chloe Simi to get on the scoreboard tonight. Oh, no, wait. A violation on the Indians nullifies it. So it remains a 6-point lead. I think the scoreboard's wrong. Steal by Harris. Harris on the breakaway all the way down. Layup. Good. Good job, Josie Harris. Columbus basketball. Mooney with the basketball. Timeout. Columbus, 30-second timeout. 37-29, 8-point lead for the Indians. We'll be back after this 30-second timeout. Let's St. Paul basketball on Hot 105. Welcome back. 37-29. Indians up by 8. Columbus basketball, 149 left to go here in this contest. It's the finale of the Mark Turlip preseason tournament here at Billy Fager Fieldhouse. Mooney with the basketball, guarded by Harris. And that's going to be a moving screen by Fouts, number 25, her fourth. Full court pressure applied by the Titans. 1:44 left to go in the game. 8-point lead for the Indians. Feed into Bradshaw, back to Doherty. Omart picks her up, back to Bradshaw, back to Elise Doherty. She crosses half court with it. Off to Simi, feeds it into Bradshaw. Bradshaw thought about the shot. Take a shot, pulled it back out to Struthers. Over to Josie Harris. Harris gets it stripped away and stolen by Mooney. Mooney, three-pointer on the way, off, no good. Davis with the rebound. Kicks it back out. Fouts drives towards the baseline, cut off, loses it out of bounds, and it's going to go back to the Indians. Timeout, St. Paul, Coach Tuck, 1 minute timeout. We'll be back after this 1 minute timeout. Let's St. Paul basketball on Hot 105. Oh, welcome back to Billy Fager Fieldhouse. 59.5 seconds left to go. Harris fouled on the inbounds by the Titans. That's a second on Davis. Harris goes in line to shoot two, because that's the 10th team foul on the Titans. So it'll be double bonus the rest of the way for the Indians in the last 59 seconds of this game. Harris hits the first, second one on its way. She is shooting free throw lights out tonight. Is Josie Harris having a good game here tonight? Columbus basketball, just under a minute. Indians up by 10. They have played a lot better towards the end of the third quarter and in this fourth period, stretched this lead out to 10. Hobart with the basketball up to Fouts. Fouts drives against Struthers, and a wrong thing to do by Claire Bradshaw. She stepped in and tried to help. Didn't get there quick enough. Stops the clock, sends Fouts to the line to shoot two. On the shot, that is going to be the fourth foul on Claire Bradshaw. Team foul number 6. Fouts first free throw on its way, gets it to go. she settles in for her second. Fouts settles in for her second. 39 to 39 point lead for the Indians. It stays that way. She misses her second, but Omart with the rebound. Or no. Fouts with the basketball. Omart with the rebound. Shot from Davis, no good, short. Gets her own rebound, tries to feed it inside to Omart. Omart's fouled from the backside. 26.6 seconds left to go in the game. 9-point lead for the Lady Indians. Claire Bradshaw with her fifth foul on the night. Team foul number 10, or excuse me, number 7 for the Indians. Omart to the line to shoot 2. Settles in for her first. It's on its way and short, no good. Should have been over the back on Columbus. Saved inbounds by Struthers. Albertini with it. Gets it stripped away from the backside. 18 seconds left to go. Three-pointer on the way by Mooney, no good. 10 seconds left to go in the game. 39 to 39 point lead for the Indians. Going to go back to the Lady Indians. Knocked out by Columbus. 11 seconds left to go in the game. It's St. Paul basketball. Struthers with it. 5 seconds. Indians are going to come out of here and win the Mark Turlips Classic. Omart at the buzzer. And no good. They whistled a foul, but it was no good at the buzzer. St. Paul wins 39 to 30 is the final score. We'll be back with final game stats after this 2-minute timeout. This is St. Paul basketball on Hot 105. Welcome back. Lady Indians come out on top 39 to 30 against the Titans of Columbus to win the Mark Turlip preseason tournament. The Indians even their record up at 3-3. A lot better second half. More fluid on offense was the Lady Indians. As we go down the scoring, Claire Bradshaw ended up with 8 points on the night. Josie Harris, high point score for the total for the Indians at 13. Emerald Struthers was 7 on the night, and Elise Doherty with her 11. That's the only 4 Indians that got on the board scoring, end up with 39 points. A lot more even scoring or across the board scoring by Columbus. 6 points by Lindsey Davis. 2 points by Jones, 4 points by Mooney, 5 points by Simpson, all in the first half, and Monroe with 2 points on the night in the first half. Omart, 8 points on the night, and Fouts with 3 to end up with 39 to 30. As I said, Indians come out on top here versus Columbus and win the Mark Turlip preseason tournament. So pretty good night all in all put together by the Lady Indians. Pretty sloppy in that first half, as you might expect, coming off the Christmas break, kind of rusty on the night. Come out, played a lot better in that towards the end of that third quarter and in the fourth quarter to stretch out this lead over a good Columbus Titan team. There's about 12:45 left for tip-off of the boys' action. We're taking a little extended break while I get my score sheet all lined up and start line up for each team. And we're going to have Tina play a few songs here for about 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes here. So we're going to be back after this extended break for the boys' action in the Mark Turlip Classic here against the Titans of Columbus. We'll be back here in just a little bit after the extended break. You're listening to St. Paul Basketball on Hot 105. Hey, Tina. Hey, I'll holler at you when I get back, okay? So you can play a couple songs. Thank you. Tina, I'm back. What do you got left in that song? Okay, we might have to break in here in about right before it's over, maybe. Yeah, I think that'll be fine. Okay. Well, welcome back to Billy Fager Fieldhouse as we get set for boys action here tonight. The Columbus Titans come into Billy Fager Fieldhouse to play the St. Paul Indians, and it's even been a longer span for the St. Paul Indian boys. Not very many games under their belt this year. COVID has stricken them a little bit worse as St. Paul girls, but Indians try to get back on track after Christmas break here. First game of the, we'll call it second half of the season, but it's a bigger part of the season here as we get set to start this second game. Indians coming off a tough loss at Opie, just like the girls did. Indians went up there right before Christmas break. Opie boys, a very good basketball team in their own right, as well as the girls, as St. Paul struggled up at Opie. So we'll see if the St. Paul can get back on track a little bit here tonight. Now this kind of looks like they're going to go over starting lineups here with the girls game. They just went right back in action here. I'm not sure we're going to go over starting lineups. I think we're just going to get out on the floor and start. Columbus will start with possession of the basketball when we get this game underway here in Billy Fager Fieldhouse. Friday night, St. Paul welcomes in Northeast Arma at homecoming. So come back to Billy Fager Fieldhouse for homecoming Friday night and join us on the live stream. We'll try to get it up. I don't know if that'll be before the game or at halftime or between the games. I assume between the boys and girls action will be homecoming. 8 minutes on the clock here as we get set to get underway as Columbus takes the court on the floor for Southeast. Redland, Schallenberger, number 20, Ungheiler, I believe is the pronunciation. No, I don't have a 42 neither. It must be 45, must be Stover. Columbus basketball. Ungheiler with the basketball off to number 35, Midget inside to Ungheiler, and he scores and gets the Titans out to a 2-0 lead over the Indians. Kaiser Wattrick with the basketball to the free throw line. Jump shot from the free throw line. In and out. No good. Good move by Wattrick. Ungheiler right back down hard. Tries to feed it inside. Gets it slapped away, but it stays with the Titans. Redlawn with it. Feeds it out to Schallenberger. Schallenberger against Wattrick to his right. Pull up jump shot by him. It rattles it home. And Titans are out to a 4-0 lead. Trey Peters with the basketball, crosses half court. Peters, Beechner, O'Hara, Norris, and Wattrick on the floor for the Indians. Peters, tough left-handed shot, too hard off the backboard. Norris, turnaround shot with a rebound, no good. Rebound comes out to Redlawn, the Titans. Cross court to Schallenberger. Feeds it. Shot no good by Stover. Rebound comes out to the Indians. Off to Beechner. 3-point shot by him. Left wing off. No good. Rebound to the Titans. Up and down the floor we go. 100-mile-an-hour. Titans not scared to run the floor. Schallenberger with it. Feeds it off to Ungeheyer. To Midget. Lob inside to Stover, but it's a foul on Norris over the top. First team foul. First on Peyton. Be Columbus basketball under their own rim. They lead 4-0. 6:26 left to go here in the first period. 3-point shot from the corner by Redland. No good. A rebound comes out to Stover for Columbus. Ungeheyer with it. Schallenberger up top. Back to Stover. Feet inside to Midget with his left hand. Got past O'Hare, and he scores. 6-0. Titans lead. Watrick with the basketball above the timeline. Feeds it off to Peters. Peters at left wing. Guns up a three. Long three out the backboard. No good. O'Hare with the rebound. Got his shot blocked on the putback. Schallenberger with the rebound. Feeds it down to Midget. Midget back to Schallenberger. Into the lane he goes. Dumps it to Stover, and he scores. 8-0. All Titans early on here. 5:40 left to go in the first period. Peters with the basketball. Crosses over, feeds it back out to Watrick. Out of bounds. Turnover on the Indians and goes right back to the Titans. Very young squad for the Indians. No seniors on the floor. Schallenberger with the basketball against Watrick. Man-to-man defense applied by the Indians. Feeds it off to Midget. Midget bounce pass into Stover. Stover chased it down. Shot partially blocked. No good. Beechner with the rebound. Landon Beechner down the right-hand side, and it's going to be a timeout. Coach Watrick, full timeout. We'll be back after this 1-minute timeout. You listen to St. Paul basketball on Hot 105. Welcome back to Billy Fager Fieldhouse. St. Paul basketball out of the timeout. O'Hara into Beechner. 3-point shot from the right wing. In and out. No good. Schallenberger with the rebound. Tries to feed it ahead. Boy, Beechner gets tripped. They're going to get whistling for the walk instead of getting tripped by Columbus. Got his feet tangled up. And it's going to stay with the Titans. Columbus basketball. Feed into Schallenberger. Schallenberger to Stover. Columbus out to an 8-0 lead. Umpenheier with it, loses it, chases it down. The Midget back to Umpenheier. Turnaround shot by him, no good, in and out. Rebound comes out to Columbus, so St. Paul can't keep allowing offensive rebounds to Columbus. Hard enough to keep them. Schallenberger with the basketball, feeds it into Midget, back to Stover as he gets beat past Norris and he scores. 6 points for Stover. 10-0 in the Titans lead big. 4:22 left to go in the first. Titans up 10-0. Peters with the basketball, drives into the lane, gets it partially blocked by Umpenheier. Peters chases it back down, saves it inbounds. Back to Schallenberger. Schallenberger all the way to the rim, and he scores, and he's fouled. Foul is on Peyton Norris, his second, team foul number 2. The and one is good by Schallenberger, and they're out to a 13-0 lead. O'Hara, Beechner, Peters, as Wilson Smith enters the game for the Indians. St. Paul basketball, 4:07 left to go in the first. Smith inbounds it into Watrick. Smith checks in for Norris, who just picked up his second foul. Peters with the basketball. Peters at right wing with the basketball up to O'Hara. Watrick with it, a left wing. Holds the ball, feeds it into Peters. Peters in the lane, tough shot. And they're going to call a foul on Columbus. You're going to get Umpenheier with it. His first, team foul number 1 on Columbus. 3:46 left to go here in the first. 13-0. Peters to the line to shoot 2. First one on its way. In there, Trey Peters gets the Indians on the board here tonight. As Peters lines up for his second. Settles in, it's on its way and good. 13-2, 3:44 left to go in the first. Schallenberger feeds it back up to Umpenheier. Umpenheier picked up man-to-man defense. Out to number 30. No number 30 either. Feed into number Hamilton with the basketball. Turnaround shot is no good. Feed off to O'Hara. Three-pointer by O'Hara, too strong, no good. Weak side rebound is to number 22, Kirk. Feed all the way down and shot up and good by number 30, Hamilton. He's fouled by O'Hara for the and one. Tightens up to a 15-2 lead. Hamilton at the line for the and one. On its way and no good, rolls out. And the rebound comes out to Beechner for the Indians. Landon picked up out there by number 1, Redland. Now right wing off to Watrick. And now Peters tries to rifle down to, Watrick tried to rifle it to Peters and goes out of bounds into the game. Minor, number 23 and 35, Midget back into the game. Minor puts the ball in play to Schallenberger. Schallenberger across the half court. Watrick picks him up. 2:56 left to go in the first. 15-2. Columbus leads. Left wing to Hamilton. Lob inside. Good pass inside. Over the top. And Minor gets his first 2 of the game as Titans lead 17-2. 2:34 left to go in the first. 15-point lead for Columbus. Peters with the basketball. Cut off there. Columbus playing a 3-2 zone. Long three-pointer by Peters. No good. Fought forward, brought down by Hamilton. Feed ahead to number 22. Minor gets it to go. .209 left to go in the first. 19-2. Columbus up big. Watrick with the basketball, right wing. Up to the timeline. Screen set by O'Hara as Watrick loses it. Turns it back over to Columbus. Schallenberger to Minor. Three-pointer up by Hamilton, no good. Rebound comes back out to Minor. Hamilton's layup, no good. Midget shot, no good. Rebound by number 22, Kirk. And they're going to count the basket. Foul on O'Hara, that's his second. Free throw rattles in and is good by Kirk. 20-point lead by Columbus early on here in the first. Peters over to Watrick. Watrick holds the ball left wing. Drives against Schallenberger. Tries to kick it out, and it's going to be a foul against Columbus. It's going to be his Schallenberger's first Second team foul on Columbus. Just one sub in the game so far for the Indians. Wilson Smith checked in for Watrick, rifled over the head of everybody. Timeout Columbus, 30-second timeout. Columbus leads 22-2, 1:21 left to go here in the first period. We'll be back after this 30-second timeout. Let's St. Paul basketball on Hot 105. Welcome back. 1:21 left to go here in the first period. Columbus up big 22-2 over the Indians of St. Paul. Northeast Arma comes to town Friday night for homecoming for the Indians. Girls and boys join us about 5:45. Columbus basketball out of the 30-second timeout. Schallenberger awaits the basketball. Kirk puts it in play to him. Left wing over to Hamilton. Over to Minor. Minor to Midget. Back to Schallenberger. Fakes the three. Drives in. All the way into the lane. Misses a shot. Midget with the rebound. Putback no good. Schallenberger with the putback no good. And finally, Peters comes out there with it. Peters with the basketball. Left wing over to Watrick. Three sophomores, the junior and the senior on the floor for the Indians. Watrick loses it between his legs, feeds it up top to Wilson Smith. Smith into the free throw line, loses it, catches it himself, and gets called for the walk. Wilson Smith with great news this week. He made the Kansas 8-man All-Star team from the East squad. So congratulations, Wilson Smith. He'll get to play a little football this summer. Columbus basketball. Feed inside into number 1, Redland, and he scores. And it's 24-2. Watrick with the basketball. Watrick cross-court pass to Beechner. Beechner to his right towards the baseline. Picks up his dribble, feeds it up top to O'Hara. O'Hara, bad pass. All the way down. Layup is good by number 22, Kirk. Then that's the end of the first quarter, and it couldn't be over quick enough for the Indians of St. Paul as they trail 26-2. We'll be back after this 1-minute timeout. Let's St. Paul basketball on Hot 105. Welcome back. St. Paul trails Columbus 26-2 after the first period as we get set to get underway here in the second period. It is going to be St. Paul basketball to start the second period here. 8 minutes on the clock. As Lana Beecher gets set to put the ball in play to Peters. Peters with the basketball. Man-to-man defense applied by Columbus. Peters feeds it back to Beechner. Beechner top of the key with it. Dylan Pauly into the game for the Indians of St. Paul. Beechner crosses over. Feeds it back up top to Peters. On the floor, Watrick, Beechner, Peters, Norris, and Pauly. Trey Peters with the basketball, loses it, and it's going to be a foul on number 20, Unghire, his second team foul, number 3 on Columbus. Peters inbounds the ball to Beechner, feeds it to Norris, back to Beechner. Thought about the long three, held up on it, feeds it back to Norris. Norris back to Beechner, into Trey Peters. Peters into the lane, left-handed shot blocked by umpire. Gets his own rebound, dribbles back out, feeds it to Watrick. Three-pointer on the way, good. Kaiser Watrick buries a three, and it's 26-5. Cross-court pass over to Stover, who's back into the game. Back up top to Redland. Redland guarded out there by Beechner. Feeds it to Unghire. Kirk, Stover over to Redland. Patient offense. Now three-pointer from the top of the key is good by Unghire. And he answers Beechner three, and it's back up to a 29-5, or Watrick's three, up to a 29-5 lead. Beechner with the basketball. Into the lane. Little floater on the way. Good shot by Landon Beechner. At this point, just trying to run a good offense here and get some good offensive possessions. Good. Jumped in the passing lane was Beechner. Knocks it out of bounds. So it'll stay with the Titans. Titans basketball. Redland set to put the ball in play. Feeds it into the backcourt to Unghire. Unghire over to Kirk. To Minor. Back to Redland. Redland up top to Unghire. Ball fake. Drives in towards the lane. Feeds it inside to Stover. Good feed to Stover. He gets his 8th point on the night. 5:46 left to go here in the second period. 31-7. Three-pointer by Murillo, who just got in the game. No good. Rebound comes out to Columbus. All the way down, number 22, and he scores. It's Kirk. Peters with the basketball for the Indians. Columbus leads 33-7. Peters all the way in, a shot blocked, and a foul called. It's going to be on Unghire, his third, I believe. See who they called that on. Yes, 4th team foul on Columbus. 3 of the 4 team fouls is on Unghire as Trey Peters goes line to shoot 2. First free throw on its way and is good. 4 subs into the game for Columbus. Peter settles at the line for his second. It's on its way. In and out, no good. Norris with the rebound. Putback is good. Peyton Norris gets on the board. Right back down comes Schallenberger all the way down. No good. Stover with the rebound. Tries to dish it underneath number 21. Feeds it into Hamilton. Back to Midget. Cross-court pass over number 21. Up to Stover. Back to Schallenberger. To Midget. Midget to Hamilton. Back over to number 21. I'm sorry, I don't have a 21 on my roster. Into Stover, and he scores. Good ball movement. Must be Tanez. Number 21 is my guess. Murillo, another 3 from the same spot, or another 3, missed it. 0 for 2 from that spot, left wing position. Stover, tough left-handed shot, no good, but he's fouled. He's going to go to the line to shoot 2. 15 foul on the Indians. First on Murillo. Stover settles into line for 2. First on its way. Gets it to crawl over the front of the rim. As he settles in for his second. Second one on its way. and good. St. Paul basketball. Murillo with the basketball for the Indians. Feeds it off to Norris. Norris back to Murillo. Cross-court pass over to Watrick. Watrick in towards the elbow. Kicks it out to O'Hara. Feeds it back to Murillo. Oh, he passed on the three. Inside to Pauly. Shot up. Good. And he's going to go to the line for and one. Dylan Pauly gets on the board. 15 foul on Columbus. First on Tanez. Pauly's free throw well short. And it's going to go back to Columbus. Hamilton set to put the ball in play for Columbus. Does so to Kirk. Off to Midget, left wing to Hamilton. Around to the right wing to Tanez. Inside to Midget. Midget guarded tough there by Pauly. Schallenberger, little floater on the way. No good, but he's fouled. And he'll go to the line to shoot two. Oh, excuse me. Sixth team foul on the Indians. Second on Murillo. Schallenberger missed his first as he settles in for a second. Back into the game, O'Hara and Beechner for the Indians. Schallenberger, it's going to be a foul on. It's going to be a foul on Hamilton, away from the basketball on the rebound. And it's going to go back to the Indians of St. Paul. 16 fouls on Columbus. Watrick with the basketball in the game for the Indians. Beechner, Watrick, Peters, O'Hara, and Norris. Poked away by Hamilton, stolen out there by Schallenberger, and he's going to be fouled by Norris. Peyton Norris just picked up his third foul as he just re-entered the ball game, so he's going to come right back out again. 17 foul on the Indians. Schallenberger at the line to shoot. 1 and 1. Gets the first one to go and extends the Columbus lead with 3:31 left to go here in the second period, first half. Schallenberger second on its way, in and out, no good. Murillo with the rebound. Murillo pushed the ball down hard to Beechner. Beechner drives the baseline. And scores. Hamilton shot up and in, so right back down comes Columbus. St. Paul back down. O'Hara to the corner, feeds it to Watrick, goes over his head, he chases it down. Feeds it to Murillo, off to Peters. Peters, cross-court pass to Beechner, fakes the three, drives in the lane, little floater on the way again, no good, in and out, halfway down. Schallenberger's rebound, cross-court pass to Midget. Midget shot up, no good, but he's going to go to the line and shoot two. He's going to be fouled by O'Hara. I believe that is O'Hara's third foul, two. Midget at the line to shoot two. First one on its way up and in. Timeout, St. Paul, 30-second timeout. We're going to take a 30-second timeout. This is St. Paul basketball on Hot 105. Welcome back to Billy Fager Fieldhouse. Columbus out to a commanding lead here in the first half, 42-14. will be Columbus basketball out of the 30-second timeout by Coach Watrick. 2:48 left to go here in the first half. Midget at the line for his second shot in the game for the Indians. Dylan Pauly, Ivan Murillo, Trey Peters, Landon Beechner, and Kaiser Watrick. Midget misses a free throw. Watrick with the rebound, feeds it off to Beechner. Still working hard is the Indian boys. Off to Peters, long three, off, no good. Pauly fights for the rebound. Back up, good job by Dylan Pauly. Johnny on the spot, hustling for the rebound. Misses it, but he's going to go to the line and shoot two. That foul is the first foul on Kirk, number 22, 17 foul on Columbus. Pauly's first free throw, short off the front of the rim, no good. .235 left to go in the first half. 42-14. Columbus leads. Pauly at the line for his second. Second one on its way. No good. And it's going to be Columbus basketball. Schallenberger with the basketball. Crosses the timeline. Feeds it off to Minor off to Redland. Redland drives baseline against Murillo. Cross-court pass. Back up top. Schallenberger. Moving the ball well is Columbus. Shot up, no good. Rebounds loose on the ground, still in the lane. Two Indians on the floor after it, and finally Beechner comes out of there with it. Beechner crosses over all the way into the lane. Oh, it misses it too hard. Backside rebound is by Dylan Pauly. And the foul is on Kirk, number 22. And that's going to send Dylan Pauly to the line to shoot the front end of a 1-and-1. As that is the 8th team foul on Columbus. Pauly at the line for the front end, 1-and-1, no good. It's no good. 2:03 left to go in the first half. 42-14, Columbus leads. Schallenberger with the basketball for the Titans. Left wing over to Minor with the basketball. Drives in, up is good. Three-pointer up by Murillo, and it is good. With 1:30 left to go here in the first half, 44-17. Columbus basketball. 1:26 left to go in the first half, 44-17. Schallenberger with it, guarded by Watrick. Tanner up to Minor. Minor over to Schallenberger. Schallenberger pass inside. It's going to be a foul underneath. Who's that going to be on? It's going to be on Murillo. He just picked up his third foul. Shot by Kirk on his way. Makes the first one. As he settles in for his second. 1:12 left to go in the first half. 45-17. Shot on its way and good. Watrick with the basketball for the Indians. Left wing over to Peters. Peters jump shot on the way, long, no good. Backside rebound to Minor. Bad pass. Peters steals it away and back across half court. 54 seconds left to go in the first half. St. Paul trails big. Peters in, gets partially blocked. Pauly with the rebound, and he's going to get fouled, and he's going to go to the line again. Dylan Pauly doing a good job on the rebounds. Third foul on Minor. Pauly's first free throw on its way. Off the back iron, no good. Midget, Stover, and Hamilton back into the game. Pauly settles in for his second. Second one on its way, and in and out, no good. A lot better looking free throws by Dillon. Couldn't get him to go. Midget with the rebound. 40 seconds left to go in the first half. Schallenberger back to Midget. Up top to Hamilton. Over to Tanner. Back to Schallenberger. Thought about the three, passed up on it. 28 seconds left to go. Hamilton shot up and no good. Rebound comes out to the Indians, and it's going to be Peters going to lose it out of bounds. It's going to stay with Columbus. 17 seconds left to go. Columbus basketball. Midget set to put the ball in play for Columbus. Looks inside, kicks it out. Three-pointer on the way. No good. Rebound by Stover. Up and good. For 3 seconds. Peters with a three on the way. Oh, just short. No good. Looked good. Lined up perfectly. Halftime score, Columbus 48, Indians 17. We'll be back with your halftime here at Billy Fager Fieldhouse after this 2-minute timeout. You're listening to St. Paul Basketball on Hot 105. Welcome back to Billy Fager. Pretty tough first half for the Indian boys here as they trail Columbus big 48-17. St. Paul got off to a sluggish start, getting some good looks at the basket, having a little trouble shooting from the outside. Inside Columbus just a lot deeper than the Indian boys here, running up down the floor quite a bit. Pretty balanced scoring across the Columbus side of the basketball. So look, see what Coach Watrick does here at halftime, see if he stays in that man-to-man, or see if the Indians maybe try to jump into a zone defense against Columbus. Stover having a big game, 14 points on the night in the first half for Columbus to lead the Titans of Columbus. We are here at Billy Fager Fieldhouse for the finale of the preseason tournament. If that seems odd, it's because it's a makeup game, as Columbus was stricken with COVID on the last night of the tournament, so them games had to be canceled. So tonight was open, had to make up date. And this week, 2 home games in a row before the Indians travel up to Yates Center all next week for the mid-season tournament at Yates Center. There's going to be 3 different venues going to play those games at Iola, Yates Center, and Moran. When I get that schedule here Friday night, we'll go over that schedule for the girls and the boys on nights, gymnasiums, playing times for that mid-season tournament at Yates Center. They split that up into 3 different gymnasiums to try to keep the crowd size down and contact for COVID reasons. split that game up into gymnasiums like they did and kind of into a pool play type setup for that big midseason tournament. As I said, tonight is the final game of the Mark Turlip preseason makeup game with Columbus. The Lady Indians come out victorious 39-30 and end up winning that preseason tournament and even their season record at 3-3. The three tough losses on the season. Opie and Galena, two of the three big losses for the Lady Indians of St. Paul. Started out pretty sluggish in that game, but come back in that late in the third period, fourth period, started shooting the ball a lot better. Not a whole lot of scoring throughout the 8-person rotation for the Lady Indians, just 4 Lady Indians across the board in scoring. Here in the first half here at Billy Fager Fieldhouse in the Indian boys, we're going to take another break. We come back from that break, we'll go over scoring for each team. We'll be back after this 2-minute timeout. You're listening to St. Paul Basketball on Hot 105. Welcome back to Billy Fager Fieldhouse here in St. Paul, Kansas, where Columbus leads the Indian boys 48-17 as we look down scoring for the Indian boys. Landon Beechner with 4 points in that first half. For the Indians, Trey Peters with 3, Murillo with a 3, Norris with 2, Watrick with 3, and Dylan Pauly with 2. That rounds out the scoring, 17 points in the first half. On the other hand, with Columbus, scoring across the board for him, 2 on the night for Redland, 6 on the night for Schallenberger, 3 on the night for Unghire, 9 on the night for Miner, 6 for Kirk, 4 for Hamilton, 3 for Midget, and 14 for Stover. Big man in the middle with a lot of good feeds to him, shooting well in close to the rim. As we are about 3 minutes from tip-off here in the second half, we're going to take one more break. First off, before we take that break, I want to thank all the sponsors and everybody sponsored the live stream this year to be able to bring Indian basketball with all the restrictions on attendance here. It's been a big asset and a lot of good support from St. Paul and the St. Paul Athletics, St. Paul Academics with all the local sponsors. As we get them some commercial time here, make sure you shop local here in St. Paul, Kansas. They are good to our kids and to our community. 2:25 left to go in halftime. We'll be back after this last 2-minute timeout. Let's St. Paul basketball on Hot 105. welcome back to Billy Fager Fieldhouse here as we get set to start the second half. Columbus with a commanding lead here, 48-17 over the Indians of St. Paul. See if the Indians can get something going here in the second half. Play a little better offensively here in the second half. Try to keep this game competitive, and it will be whose basketball? It's going to be Columbus's basketball to start off this third period. On the floor for the Titans is Redland, Schallenberger, Stover, Unghire, and Midget. Redland inbounds the ball to Schallenberger as we are underway here in Billy Fager Fieldhouse in this third period. Redland up to Midget. Midget left wing over to Unghire. To Schallenberger, drives into lane, dishes off to Midget, in and out, no good. Rebound comes out to Peters for the Indians. Peters to the corner to O'Hare, reverses it back up to Beechner. Beechner picks up his dribble, feeds it up to Watrick, reverse it over to Trey Peters to the left wing. Screen set by Beechner, Peters to his left, dribbles back towards the top of the key. Man-to-man defense applied by the Titans. O'Hare into the lane. He's going to get whistled for the travels. He got the ball pinned against his hip. And it goes back to the Titans of Columbus. Schallenberger with the basketball. Out to Redland, back to Schallenberger and to Midget. And he scores. Midget with the first two of the second half for the Titans. Peters, three-pointer on the way, and he gets it to go. Trey Peters cans a three, second one of the night. Redland with the basketball, up the Midget, top of the key, reverses it back over to Unghire, over to Schallenberger, three-pointer by him, short, no rim. And it goes back to the Indians of St. Paul. Watrick with the basketball. Loses it for a minute. Now picks it up. Feeds it back to Norris. Off to O'Hare. O'Hare and Norris. Close playing with three fouls. Beechner with it. Looks inside. Now screen set. Drives towards the baseline. Tries to cross-court pass to Peters and is picked off by Midget. Midget ahead to Unghire. Unghire off to Redland. Redland passes on the three. Drives towards the baseline. Reverses back up top to Schallenberger. Schallenberger. Unghire. Unghire inside in the lane. Turn around to Midget. Shot up and in. Midget with quick 4 points here in this third period. Back up to a 52-20, 32-point lead for the Titans of Columbus. Three-pointer by Peters off the side of the rim. No good. Rebound to Midget. To Stover. All the way down. Layup is good. Stover 16 on the night. 5:35 left to go in the third. Watrick all the way in towards the rim. Kicks it out to Beechner. Beechner into Norris. Norris loses it. Beechner saves it. Tries to kick it out top and is stolen. Unghire. Unghire lobs it to Midget. He scores and he's fouled. He'll go to the line to shoot the and one. First team foul of the third period on either team. Fourth foul on Austin O'Hare. And Midget makes his free throw as O'Hare picks up his fourth. Ivan Murillo back into the game for the Indians. He's going to check in for O'Hare. 30-second timeout by Coach Watrick. We'll be back after this 30-second timeout. Let's St. Paul basketball on Hot 105. Welcome back. 5:17 left to go in the third period. 57-20. 37-point lead for Columbus. Watrick with the basketball out of the 30-second timeout. Called by Coach Watrick. Kaiser feed into Norris. Norris turnaround shot way long, no good. Unghire with the rebound. Fake goes to the rim, no good. Rebound comes out to, who is it, Minor? Number 30, Hamilton. And he scores for Columbus. Murillo with the basketball for the Indians. Fed down to the corner to Trey Peters. Peters in the lane, in traffic, shot up, no good, but he's fouled. Good move by Trey. Couldn't get it to go, but he's going to go to the line to shoot two. As Peters at the line for the free throws. First one on its way. Long, no good. As Peters settles in for his second. It's on its way and good. A 1 from 2 on that attempt. Slow forecourt token pressure by the Indians. Right back to umpire. Lobs it across to Kirk Schallenberger, to Ungenhire, to Minor, to Hamilton. Hamilton into the lane against Murillo. He's going to be fouled. No, he's going to get called for a walk. Travel ahead of the shot made. So it'll go back to the Indians with 4:23 left to go in the third. Columbus leads big. Landon Beechner with the basketball for the Indian boys. Tries a tough pass inside and stolen away, and then he swats it back. Good hustle. Should have been a kick by Watrick. It was, but good hustle by Minor and Kaiser Watrick. As Watrick kicks it, goes back out of bounds. It's going to stay with Columbus. Unghire set to put the ball in play. Out to Schallenberger. Tonez. And it's going to be Columbus basketball under their own rim. Umpire with it, gives it, Unghire with it, feeds it in, now feed down underneath, kicked it back out to Hamilton, shot up on the way. No good, rebound comes out to Indians. Trey Peters with it, 3:54 left to go in the third. Peters brings the ball down the floor, feeds it off to Beechner. Beechner to Norris. Norris, 10-foot jump shot off the backboard, too tough, too strong, no good. Hamilton with it now. Picked up by Murillo, lobbed. Fontenez with the shot up and in. And he gets his first two of the night. Beechner with the basketball. Long three-pointer from the right wing, good. Landon buries a three from outside the arc at the right wing. Indians do a little bit of job shooting from the outside here to start the third period, or halfway through the third period. Hamilton gets past Murillo, shot partially blocked, tipped around, controlled by Unghire, over to Schallenberger. Schallenberger passes on the three as Columbus resets now. Steal by Beechner's. He jumps in the passing line, and he misses the layup. Rebound comes out to Columbus. Fed down to Fontenez. A good feed to Minor on the give and go, and Minor scores. Watrick with it. Looked like he might have got away with the travel. Now Beechner. Step back three-point, long one from the baseline. No good. Chases his own rebound. Good hustle. And it's going to get knocked out of bounds by Columbus. Good hustle by Landon as Dylan Pauly checks back into the game for Peyton Norris. 2:29 left to go in the third. Big lead for Columbus. Timeout, Coach Watrick. We'll be back after this 1 minute timeout. You listen to St. Paul basketball on Hot 105. Welcome back. 2:29 left to go in the third. Timeout by St. Paul. Set up an inbounds play. Out of the timeout, Trey Peters with the basketball. Lobs it in over top to Watrick. Watrick reverses it back to Peters. Long three-pointer by him. Off the iron, no good. Rebound to Columbus. Unghire with it. Unghire streaks down the floor with the basketball. Up top to Schallenberger. To Midget. Midget looks inside. Kicks it out to Fontenez. Over to Minor into Midget. Midget looks inside, kicks it back out. Stover with it, free throw line out to Schallenberger. Minor, Fontenez with it. Reverses it back over to Stover at the top of the key. Got 3 seconds in the lane. You don't see that very often. That's 3-second violation on Columbus. Camping out in the lane. It'll go back to St. Paul as Vincent and Wilson Smith both check into the game for the Indians of St. Paul. 1:51 left to go in the third. 63-24. Columbus leads big. Beechner with the basketball. Gives it to Vincent Smith. Vincent Smith down to the corner to Watrick. Bobbles it for a minute. Now streaks hard to the line. Loses the footing. Murillo with it. Murillo back up top to Watrick. Goes to the right. Three-pointer by him on the way. Off the back iron, no good. Rebound to Stover. He feeds it off to Schallenberger. Watrick picks him up. Back up top to Unghire, to Stover. To Midget at left wing. Midget looks at Unghire. Tough shot up, in and out, no good. Rebound to the Indians of St. Paul. 1:04 left to go here in the third period. Beechner with the basketball. Off to Wilson Smith, back up top to Watrick, over to Vincent Smith, to Murillo. Murillo drives in, loses it, regains, feeds it to Wilson Smith, back to Vincent Smith, back to Murillo. Murillo at the left wing, up top to Watrick. Watrick gets it poked away for a minute by Schallenberger, picks up his dribble, now in a little trouble, feeds it off to Beechner. 30 seconds left to go in the third period. St. Paul, long possession here. Down to the corner to Watrick, up top to Murillo. Murillo passes on three, step in, a little 13-footer, no good. Rebound, Columbus. Unghire streaks down the floor off the left side, feeds it back up top to Schallenberger. Off to Midget. Midget to Stover. Stover, left wing to Unghire. Feed inside to Midget. 6 seconds, 5 seconds, 4 seconds. Fontenez with the basketball. Feeds to, turnaround, quick shot. Unghire, no good. And at the end of the third three, Columbus leads 63-24. We'll be back after this 1-minute timeout. You listen to St. Paul basketball on Hot 105. Welcome back to Billy Fager Fieldhouse. 63-24 Columbus leads. Start this fourth period. Indian basketball. Austin O'Hara back in the game. O'Hara, Peters, Vincent Smith, Landon Beechner, and Peyton Norris. Columbus in a man-to-man here to start the fourth period. Should look a little quicker here to the end of this ball game. It's going to be running clock here in the fourth period. Floater by Beechner. Good drive to the basket. The young sophomore feeds it off to Hamilton. Shot up and in. Tough shot by him. Off balance, but gets it to go. 3 sophomores and 2 juniors on the floor for the Indian boys, so young squad here on the floor. feet ahead, a little over the head, saved back in bounds. Good hustle by Hamilton. Midget with the basketball, lobs it inside, turnaround shot, tough shot, gets it to go, is Minor. It's going to count, so it'll be a and one for Minor. Who's that foul on? It's on number 14, Vincent Smith, his first one of the night. He misses the free throw, and it's St. Paul to rebound. Now turn it right back over to Columbus. Unghire with it. Up. Minor with the basketball, top of the key, gets past Norris, now holds up, feeds it off to Unghire. Unghire drives the baseline layup, good. Peters with the basketball, right wing to Beechner. 6:13 left to go in the game. Off to Trey Peters, right wing. Kicks it back to Beechner. Up top to O'Hare, over to Norris. Norris looks to his left, now to his right. Kicks it up top to Vincent Smith. Now Trey Peters with the basketball. Picks up his dribble, now gets it poked away, so he's able to dribble again. Now up top to Beechner. Landon with the basketball. Unghire with him. Off to O'Hare. O'Hare, three-point shot from the right baseline. Off the rim, no good. Peyton Norris, a little over the back, got away with it. Peters with the rebound. Put back, no good. Fought for underneath. And who's this going to be on? It's going to be a foul on Columbus. It is going to be on number 35, Midget. Just the second team foul on Columbus. St. Paul basketball under their own rim. First foul on Midget, second team foul on Columbus. Just three on the Indians. Trey Peters with the basketball, lobbying over the top to Watrick. Watrick with the basketball. Down to the corner, O'Hare reverses it back to Watrick. Watrick to his right, down to the Vincent Smith. Feed inside to Norris. Norris, good position. Gets it swatted away. Now fed down the court to Hamilton. Hamilton, Watrick only one back. Misses the layup. Rebound comes out to O'Hara. Feeds it back to Peters. So good inlet. Good look by Norris, but he couldn't get it to go. Floater by Trey Peters, and he gets it to go. Trey Peters putting together a good night tonight on the scoring end of things. Knocked out of bounds by Vincent Smith. It'll stay with Columbus. Has knocked out Redland. Vincent Smith knocked it out of Redland's hand, out of bounds. Ivan Murillo back in the game for Peyton Norris. Redland with it. Back up top to Minor. Minor over to Kirk. Kirk with the basketball. Hamilton, floater on the way, no good, but they're going to call travel on Hamilton for the shot. So a little under 4 minutes left to go in the game. St. Paul's 26 on the night here, offensively. Murillo drives in hard, knocked out of bounds. It's going to be out on Columbus. It's going to stay with the Indians of St. Paul. St. Paul basketball under their own rim. Trey Peters set to put the ball in play for the Indians. Feed over the top into Watrick. Watrick feeds the ball to O'Hara. O'Hara, right wing to Peters. Long three-pointer on the way. High off the rim, over the backboard, out of bounds. Good looking shot is lined up. Just hit off the back of the rim. High in the air, over the backboard is Landon Beechner. Checks back into the ball game for the Indians of St. Paul. Is going to check in for Vincent Smith. Columbus basketball. Titans basketball with 2:45 left to go in the game. They lead big here. Poked away by Peters, almost a steal. Three-pointer on the way and up and in there by Kirk. Beechner with the basketball. Fed, tries to feed it in, gets his own cross-court pass back to Murillo. Murillo up top to Wartrick. Long three-pointer, no good, blocked by Kirk. Now feed down. Hamilton and Minor both fighting over it. Three-pointer on the way, no good. Rebound, Hamilton put back good, and he's fouled. As I stated earlier, Friday night, join us as Northeast Arma comes to town. Homecoming here at St. Paul, as Austin O'Hara just fouled out of the game. So O'Hara will take a seat for the last 145 as Norris checks back, Dylan Pauly checks into the game for the Indians. Hamilton misses the free throw. Beechner with the rebound. Now bad pass. Hamilton with the steal against Murillo. Murillo fouls him, so Hamilton's going to go back to the line. Shoot two. 1:22 left to go in the game. 26 points on the night for the Indians offense. Need to try to pick up the offensive output by everyone. Young squad here at St. Paul as Zach Kirkpatrick comes to the scores table for the Indians of St. Paul. Hamilton makes the first as Murillo back out of the game. Homecoming Friday night for the Indians girls and boys as Hamilton makes the second. We'll do a quick post-game show here, run down scoring for the Indian boys. And almost steal by Hamilton, not a very smart foul, but I guess it don't matter when you have a lead this big. Clock doesn't stop, so foul on Hamilton. That's his third. Peters with the basketball. 25 seconds left to go in the game. Long three-pointer by Peters. He gets it to go. In the last 12 seconds of the game, Indians up to 29 points. Final score 76-29. Columbus comes out victorious. We'll be back with our post-game show after this 2-minute timeout. You listen to St. Paul basketball on Hot 105. Just leave it up. Well, welcome back as Columbus wins the Mark Turlip preseason tournament. Played well here tonight to defeat the Indians of St. Paul. We're going to run across scoring for the Indians of St. Paul before we close things out here tonight. Landon Beechner ended up with 7 points on the night. Trey Peters led the way with 12 points on the night for the Indians. Murillo with 3. Norris with 2. Wartrick with 3. And Dylan Pauly with 2 Dylan Pulley did a good job on the boards. Went to free throw line quite a bit of time. He needs to work a little bit on his free throws, but played well underneath at the young sophomore. That rounds out the scoring total at 29 for the Indians of St. Paul. See if they can put together a little better ball game Friday night as Northeast Arma comes to town. I want to give a shout out to Tina back on the board. Did a great job tonight. First time on the board back here. Tina did a good job for us. I want everybody to join us about 5:45 as the Lady Indians come out on top. Won the Mark Turlop Classic, the preseason tournament against Columbus 39-30, and the Columbus Titan boys are going to be the victorious here in the Mark Turlop preseason tournament. We'll see you Friday night about 5:45. You've been listening to St. Paul Basketball on Hot 105. Thanks, Tina. See ya.